Yeah. Can we have girl talk for a minute?
We're just talking about random things.
But like girl talk, like, I mean, anybody who watches us that might be like a little younger, like girl, whether it's a teenager, like preteen, whatever, please, and this might be TMI, so if you don't want it, just skip, but like please wipe front to back. The reason why I say that is because I saw this YouTuber that I follow, and she's like in her 20s, and she does girl talks like that, like just educating, and like so many of the comments were like, oh, like I didn't know that that's what you were supposed to do. And I'm like, that's like such, like, that's really dangerous, like being that uneducated and that sheltered. Especially, like, I personally think that parents who are really strict on their children while also sheltering them, they bring up and they raise the most irresponsible, sneaky, and just like naive children. And then like there was this other girl that I saw, and she didn't know that you were supposed to change a tampon. I don't use tampons.
I was gonna say TMI, but I don't use tampons because they scare me. Not because you gotta,
have you even
like,
tried one?
No.
Don't.
But not like they don't even scare me because I'm not scared of like lodging it up there or anything. But
It's just the discomfort.
I saw a horror story years and years and years and years and years ago. This girl left her tampon in for at least 8 hours or something. Like way more than that or whatever, and she died.
It's called like something shock.
Yeah. Not that I would forget that it's in there, but that
like weaned you off of it.
I was like, you know what? Pads are not as uncomfortable as y'all make them out to be. I'm good. Thank you. Have a nice day.
If it's too long or big. If it's too, like, gargantuan, if you will, I feel like I hate when, like, the back of it sticks out of the side of your underwear. Mm-hmm. Or, like, because me personally, I have heavy periods, like heavy flow, I clot, like all that shit. So if I'm wearing a pad, I need the long ones. And when it's in the back, I always feel like, especially if it has the wings stick up and then they stick to, and it's just like really uncomfortable.
Oh, see, I like the wings.
And you use the thin ones too.
Yeah.
Like, they're kind of like liners.
I used to use thicker ones because I had a heavier flow, but birth control has saved my life, and now I don't have nearly as heavy of a flow, so I have really thin ones now.
Like, because I didn't get my period for 3 years. And then...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I didn't get my period for
every time she would tell me, she's like, yeah, she would like keep me updated, and she'd like during high school, and she'd be like, yeah, I haven't gotten in like 6 months, and I'm like, you should get that checked out. And another 6 months would go by, so it's been a year, and she's like, yeah, I still haven't gotten, and I'm like, you need to go to the doctor. Like,
and
what
the thing
are
that's
we doing?
annoying is that I would go to the doctor regularly, and they would just tell me they didn't know what it was, because at first time,
see, that's fucked up.
Yeah, because they tested me for all different kinds of things. They tested me for like things to do with diabetes. They tested me for like an ovarian cyst. They tested me for something with my thyroid. Like, they tested me for a lot of shit, and all of them came back negative. The thing is that what they chalked it up to like abnormal weight gain or weight loss. And so after like 3 years of experimenting with different shit and finding out what the fuck it was, I don't think it should have taken that long, but whatever, they literally put me on the metformin, which was a diabetic medication, because I'm pre-diabetic, and they put me on that medication because it helps with weight loss. And once I started losing weight, they said that once I started losing weight and my period would come down is when they would start me on the birth control. And then once I did, I had my period for 5 straight weeks.
I remember that.
Because it was just the, like...
You hadn't had it for so long.
Yeah, that it was like... just... Like, there are so many parents out there who, like Christians, who don't believe in educating their child on sex. Like, they just immediately chalk up sex to hell. I also heard that in certain states, they're starting sex education as early as, like, 3rd grade.
I mean, people are doing it at like 11, 12.
That's what I'm saying. That's why, like, being uneducated is so dangerous, because if you're not sharing that type of shit with your children, you are raising the sneakiest fucking kids, because they're just gonna, since they don't know, they're gonna go out and experiment on their own.
And not even, especially people who are doing it that young, like so much can happen between not being educated, I mean, I've
Like,
seen
not using
stories.
contraception.
I've seen stories of pregnant 13-year-olds fucking insane. So like that can happen on top of like when people do it for their first time, it's a very normal thing to like bleed or like things like that that would freak the fuck out of a 12-year-old that has no idea that could happen because they're not educated about it.
Yeah, they're probably thinking that something wrong happened and like they're fucking dying. Yeah, not only that, but I don't like the taboo. Whoa, sorry. I had like a lip trip.
The taboo.
But I don't like the taboo like topic of how people are shamed for being like losing their virginity later in life. Like there are 25-year-old virgins and people like shit on them for it. And I was like, but if it was a fucking 18-year-old that was having sex, y'all would be shaming the shit.
Yeah.
So mind your fucking business. Do what the fuck you want. Whatever your prerogative is. Sorry, I had another like tongue trip. I can't English today. You, Tom, Dick, and Harry need to go.
I was just about to
I love us.
That's such a white person thing to say too. I'm really surprised that just came out of your mouth.
I know. You want to know something that I have never heard in my life until I became friends with you? The whole kit and caboodle. I had never in my life heard that before.
Josiah had no idea what I was talking about. A couple years ago, I said it's colder than a witch's tit outside, and he was like, "It's colder than a what?"
Well, that I know from TikTok.
Fuck a duck.
Yeah, that's a crazy one. That's actually really wild.
We just have so
Cheaters.
much to say. I was gonna say this. Really? I had that in my, when you said try to come up with some. The first thing I thought of was cheaters. Why?
I don't understand.
Why are they a thing?
No, one thing I don't understand, why is it so hard to just say, hey, it's not working out?
I've done it
Oh my
twice.
god, you were...
Not technically.
Technically, yeah.
No. Not really.
Technically, yeah.
We weren't together. Like, at all. I tried to make that very clear.
I still see it as cheating.
Alright. I guess I was cheated on. I don't know.
But women, know your worth.
I don't understand cheaters, and in my opinion,
Once a cheater, always a cheater. That's how I feel. I just feel like cheating is not a mistake, it's a choice.
Do you want to know how I feel about that? I agree with you to a certain extent, but I feel like when you're younger, it's different because there is a lot of room to grow and change.
That I do believe. Okay, then yeah.
But once you hit a certain age, it's like
There's no excuse
you
for
are
that.
who you've always been. You're clearly not changing. You don't care enough, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
But I think when you're younger, it's a big like push and pull type game.
Because to be honest, it's like I 100% believe that there is room to grow in that type of situation when you're younger. But even when you're younger, I feel like that's where self-worth needs to start. Like if you're in high school and you get cheated on, yeah, he can grow up to be an amazing, faithful, loyal man to whoever he's going to be with. But don't you dare get back with him because that's unforgivable.
No. Yeah.
And
one thing I truly believe in when it comes to cheaters is if you really want to and you're that type of person, get your revenge.
Revenge is a dish best served cold.
Just do it.
And if you need help, DM me.
We try to give like I know sometimes we're like, yeah, fuck him, but like we do try to give really good advice around that. Like I remember I'll be like giving one of my friends advice and I'll be like giving her real good advice, and then in the middle I'll be like, but fuck him, and then I keep going with like actual advice.
The thing is that like I used to have this friend and she would literally always come to me about her relationship problems. She would never even like know hi, hello, how are you? Yeah. But like I said, she would always come to me about her relationship issues, and I would try and get my best advice or whatever, but she would never take it. She would be like, he did me so dirty, like he was talking to 2 other girls while he was talking to me, and then I'd be like, okay, so fuck him, and like move on to the next.
Yeah.
You should have more self-worth than to believe that that's what you're worth, you know?
Yeah.
Like, let's be fucking for real.
I do.
Like how
I
Matt was
always-
like sprinkle a little bit of doubt
always.
on any advice you give just so that if it goes
not your
sideways, it's
fault.
not your fault. I literally do that all the time. I do it with you.
I was just talking to Josiah about this on Sunday. We were just venting or whatever. And I was like, I was trying to give him advice. And then like midway through giving advice, I'd be like, I don't know though, because I've never been through that. But just like,
Oh yeah, his situation's crazy. School fights.
bro.
The ghetto. We were on the news.
For what?
That brawl in the cafeteria.
We were on the news for that?
It was Fox 69 or something. 69. But let
We
see if I
were
can
on
find-
the news?
Let me see if I can find the article.
Bro, I remember being in tears after I witnessed that. I wasn't even involved. I just
know.
witnessed
I remember
it.
because you were outside by the staircase and like we were all hugging you because you were crying and I felt so bad.
I was just so overstimulated from what had just occurred.
Not only that, but you were also saying that you felt like it was your fault, and I was like, "Bitch, it's hers."
I'm just reading it, and it's funnier than the video would be.
Really?
It
Read it
says-
out loud.
Okay, it says the East. Oh, I should not say where we.
You can
went to
bleep it
school.
out.
The blank school district is investigating a large fight that broke out in the high school on Wednesday and was captured on video. The district's head of security says a group of 8 to 9 female students began attacking each other in the cafeteria. The video appears to show a large crowd gathering around the teens, some cheering them on, what else is new, and a group of staff members trying to break up the fight. The head of security says because of the number of students involved, it will take some time to sort out what happened.
I'm so sad I wasn't involved.
I was gonna say, the thing is, like, we were, like, there and witnessed it, and we're, like, right next to
I
them.
didn't even witness it. You want to know why? Because I was minding my business. I had my earbuds in, and then I look up because I just hear like muffled yelling, and I look up and it's just a crowd like clusterfuck fighting. What?
There's an article, I went back out, there's an article from April 14th, 2000 about our high school. It says 8 students, some believed by police to have possible gang ties, were arrested at the high school early Thursday after a fight.
That explains a lot.
So if
So,
that
all
doesn't
in all,
explain
our
it,
high school was already ghetto from the start.
so bad.
Fucking COVID.
Yo, that shit was crazy. The thing is, the beginning of COVID, it got like
It was lit.
crazy after a while. The beginning, I was like taking time to myself.
Yeah, I was living.
And it's actually something that I feel like I needed between hating high school and hating the environment, and funny enough, just breaking up with my boyfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And it was so nice to
Have time to yourself.
not have to see his face every day and have to hear my friends being like, well, was it mutual? Who did it? What happened? Who cheated?
Who said that?
So many people.
Really?
So many people. I was really not necessarily like working on myself in the sense that like half the people were like doing home workouts and like getting their shit together in that way, but like mentally I was like figuring shit out.
Mm-hmm.
I was just spending time with my family that I was stuck at home with. Well, another reason that I really appreciated quarantine was having to do online school. I was never a school person.
You never went back?
I was never a school person. My high school itself made it worse. I had no friends anymore besides her. Literally, I had no
didn't
friends.
either.
I had no friends anymore besides her.
I didn't either because a lot of friendships that I had got dropped when COVID hit.
Yeah, even before that too, some of them.
I
But
fucking hated it.
so my mom said you can stay home and do it fully online, but you have to get a job. Because things were starting to open back up, and she was like, I don't want you sitting at home on your ass every single day. Like, you need to experience the world still. And I was like, fair. That's when I got my job at this restaurant that I can't seem to fucking leave. Love you though.
I blacked it out so bad.
Do you want to know, I always black it out until I'm going through my Snapchat memories and I see everything and I'm like, ooh.
You're like, ooh.
I'm like, oh, I'm like, yeah, that happened. Sure
I
did.
don't remember the Latino version.
Do you want to know what I saw when I was looking? I was looking through my Snapchat memories last night or yesterday, specifically to go all the way down and look for pictures of my nephew when he was younger. Guess what I found?
What?
Oh, the angry hamster head boy.
No! I remember you showing me like so many pictures of from freshman year of just like him in your phone. And then like him at the lunch table and like all this ugly shit. Yeah.
You wanna know when I started to realize that we were going to become best friends eventually? Was when we would sit at lunch and you would have your earbuds in and the music you would listen to
Would
was
leak out.
literally the music I was listening to. Not like in that moment, but because our music taste is so similar, I would always like film you and just like fucking start dying laughing. Let me talk about that. I want to talk my shit for a minute. Because
Talk your shit, best friend!
so in the beginning of freshman year in my science class, I had a crush on this guy. He probably knew I had a crush on him. I'm like really fucking obvious with these things, like not on purpose either. And we became like really good friends. And he was like one of my first friends that I made. And then we didn't have any classes together freshman year, but we had the second half of freshman year, but we had lunch together. So I did not have a crush on him anymore, but we were still friends because like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
To the point where we like couldn't be friends.
Like it wasn't awkward.
And so I had a boyfriend. He would get to lunch after me. And so this kid who I was just friends with, literally nothing ever happened. I did not like him anymore, nothing. Would get there before him and sit down and talk to me because we didn't have any classes together. So it would be like one of the only times in school that we could like catch up or anything. And he would walk into the lunchroom and he'd be sitting in his seat too, which makes it even funnier. Like he wouldn't be sitting, remember how he always sat on the left of me? Yeah, always in that seat. I don't know if it was on purpose, because after a while he like noticed that he would get mad. So I don't know if he did it on purpose.
I'm dead.
But it was so funny. Every time he walked into the lunchroom, I would just see his face. It's actually so funny. And I'd be like, let's wrap up this conversation before someone gets decked. He asked me to block him. I didn't. I lied.
As you should.
That's like the only thing that I ever did that was like.
Yeah.
But like, why are you telling me to block him? I literally like, I don't know.
Here's the last one. Minimum wage.
Bro, coming from someone who works a minimum wage job, why? Don't do it.
It's so fucking stupid, especially like those jobs that pay you less than minimum wage.
How the fuck?
Like it is minimum.
No, for real though. How are McDonald's workers making more than I am? Not that McDonald's workers don't like do anything. I mean, half of them don't because they just don't care, which like word. But still, like I run around like a chicken with my fucking head cut off while when there's people sitting in the drive-thru for 15 minutes at a time like Michaela was today. They're taking their sweet old fucking time, but I'm running around like a chicken with my fucking head cut off, and I walk out with like how does that occur?
Also, that's another thing. How the fuck are we an hour from New York and New York's minimum wage is $17 an hour? But that's fucking insane to me. Like, bro, Friendly's tried to scam me. Like, when I first got my working papers from the school, I was 15. I went to Wendy's, and these bitches were, like, paying, like, obviously, if you're gonna pay $7.25 minimum wage on top of tips, that's the normal. Well, still fucking shit, but that's, like, what you're supposed to do. Wendy's was paying $2 an hour.
I think when I first started, we were making like 4 something an hour, up to like, I don't know, 6, 7.
Yeah, Wendy's was $2 an hour. What?
Friendly's. Our minimum wage goes up when our menu prices go up. Anyway, I was talking to my manager the other day because we were talking about we got new menus. He came up to us looking through the menu, and he was like, did you guys know? Like, he was so excited to tell us. He was like, did you guys know that you're getting a raise? And I just looked at him and I was like, woohoo, $5 to $6. Like, I don't fucking just do a song and dance. That's what I was saying in my head. But out loud, I was like, oh my god, really?
It's like you say it like that sarcastically to them, but that's actually how you say it, which is so crazy.
That is exactly how I say it. And he was like, yeah, the menu prices went up, so you guys get a raise. And I was like, that's really nice. My final thoughts are, cheaters suck ass.
Know your worth.
Know your worth. love yourself,
Education is
take
important.
time for yourself, stay in school. We have a lot of videos coming up for you guys. We have a challenge that I want to film that was in the comments.
We
of
should
our-
do a fist
of our-
bump counter.
of our Whisper Challenge video. We have the Jonas Brothers okay. We have the Jonas Brothers concert that we're gonna vlog. We'll be vlogging my birthday. I have a lot of plans. Turning 20. Oh my god! Oh. We're so I spent like over $400, right? To go meet a couple of
Buffoons?
You may know them. They go by Matt, Nick, and Chris Sterniolo. So we're going to
You know
the
those two
Versus
that look like
tour.
Nick?
Yeah. We're going to the Versus tour, so we'll vlog that to
What
the
color are
best of
you?
our ability. What?
What color are you?
What color are you?
Ask first.
I may or may not be, Team Blue. Or
Okay.
Sharks, right? That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well,
What team are you?
orange.
What was his animal? A deer?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Nick. I love you, I swear.
I love him so much.
What's the last
Ooh.
thing in October? I know. My sister's baby shower. Which is so fun. I can't wait to vlog it. It's Hocus Pocus theme and it's just
It is? You didn't
it
tell
is.
me.
Yeah, it's Hocus Pocus theme and it's gonna be so fucking
I'm
fun.
gonna have red hair. Should I be the witch?
Oh my god, please.
Wash
I
your
love you.
ass.
I love
I
you.
remember it this
You
time.
did.
Wash your ass, wipe front to back, and use protection.
Know your worth.
Yes, and education is very important. The internet is at your disposal. Period.
That's all I have to say. Go
What?
follow us on TikTok
Yeah.
and Instagram. I'll put it here.
We're so in sync. We love you.
Peace
oh my
and
god,
love.
an hour and 30 minutes. We don't shut the fuck up.